guys, you're here with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and we are finishing up our egg spell. Okay? So, this is part 2. I repeat, this is part 2 to this fever and infectious disease to prevention charm. This is part 2. There's stuff inside of here. We cleaned this egg out. You gotta know the whole process, so watch part 1. Now, I gotta get straight into it, but we have to seal up these holes that we made, that we had to drain the egg out of and blow it out. That was hilarious in that video when I blew the egg out, by the way. If you liked that, tell me. So, you could also, you could just use tape if you wanted to. You could leave it at that. I put tape over it to close up the hole so that the stuff inside wouldn't fall out. And you could close it up with a hot glue gun. You could close it up with Elmer's glue, like a couple layers. But what I'm going to do is use my very favorite thing is Mod Podge. You can get it in a little tiny bottle, but I have it here because my main art that I do is mixed media decoupage. I make wallpapers, I do humongous pieces, I do go into people's bathrooms and do one wall into pinup girls or space or something cool. So basically this is going to take a while, but you do layer by layer, and I'm hoping, and as you're doing layer by layer, your intention's going into it. Just close in that intention, you know. I think the hole's too big on this side. So, that's good to know. I'm going to make the tape smaller and put tape on and Mod Podge over the tape. And that's okay too. Good to know for next time not to be hasty. So yes, I will tell you what's inside of here because we've got some blank airtime while I'm painting over these. There are 13 pink peppercorns. There are 13 pink Himalayan sea salt chunks or grains. And there are, and that's it. And then I did a really descriptive, so you just do layer over layer, let it dry, layer over layer, let it dry, and then the Mod Podge will become one with the egg. But I need to, for the sake of the video, just work with it, and it's all going to be okay. But that's something you just want to put a lot of time into, layer after layer, if you use Mod Podge. My suggestion, because the holes need to be big to kind of get it out, is to do the tape as small as you can get it, put it over the hole, and then do Mod Podge layers over that. That way it will look the cleanest. Okay, so in the book it says you can bury it, but I'm going to hang mine because once you bury it, the earth is going to crush it, and I don't know. So I'm making my own variation of this spell that I got out of Scott Cunningham's Wicca, Encyclopedia of Wicca in the Kitchen. And my own variation is to hang it near the garden. And I will, you know, you can either use like a light friendship bracelet, you could use hemp, but I feel like since this is an empty egg and it's so fragile, we're going to want to just like tie it up with wire. Also, let's see, I guess I'll have time to do a sigil in this video. just a moment. You guys want to see me do a sigil, right? You haven't seen me do that for about 6 weeks. So I shall. Star creation in all the 4 corners is just something that I like to do. This is good. Well, it'll let this dry. That'll actually work out perfect. Okay. Sigil it is. Alright. So, I'm going to write out what I want. And what I want is for my family to be completely healthy, but I need to write it out in the law of attraction because we're making a sigil and we're using the law of attraction with that sigil. So, this, because we're putting the sigil on the egg, I'm writing, this egg has kept my family healthy for the last 6 months. I'm not going to be hasty. I was going to say 12 months. But you need to refresh these things. We need to be in the practice of refreshing our spell. Plus it's an egg. It's going to get crushed or damaged eventually, somehow, probably. Okay, so how do you make a sigil from this? Well, we've made the law of attraction. We've stated it in future tense, and we're saying that this egg has kept my family, and I'm making it, so it's my family, healthy for the last 6 months, okay? Now, to make a sigil, what you want to do is, I'm going to put this in front of the fan so it dries quicker. Okay. So, got this written out, right? Now, you want to take away all of the vowels except Y. So just get rid of those first. Everybody has a different way of doing sigils online, so you find the way that you like. Y is a double letter in this case, so I'm just going to take it out with the vowels because it's a double letter, and the next step is take out all the double letters. So. Oh, and I should have spelled out 6, darn it. Cross that out and write 6. No numbers, as far as I know, just letters. If you know different, put in the, but I've never heard people use numbers. I've only seen them spell it out. If you know different, put in the comments, please. Okay, now take out all the double letters. So, are there any other T's? It's kind of like a word search. Yep, there's another T. So, take out all the T's. Okay, H's. Yep, there's another H. Now take out all the H's. Okay, now S. Yep, there's loads of those. Take out all the S's. And double letter G right there. Take out any other G's that might be there. Nope, that's it. Okay, is there any other K's? Oh, that one's there. Calling out K's. Last chance. Any K's? Any K's? Nope. Okay, put it in your finale. And circle it. Okay, a P. Any other P's? No? Okay. M. There's a couple double M's. Okay. F. Nope. Okay, so L, there's double L's. R, is that really not a repeat? This egg is kept healthy. Okay, R. N, is that right? Okay, N. And X, I'm really glad that we spelled out 6 because X is a cool one to have and I rarely end up with it. Okay, so we've got 5 letters and we've refined it down to, I mean this was the process, okay. But if you want to see me do an up-close sigil video, look up my other sigil video. Taxidermy Witch, Sigils, Law of Attraction. Okay, so basically what you want to do is you want to make a picture out of these letters. Now, here's where it gets interesting. If you're not an artist, just start making sigils. You'll become an artist because it's so fun and it's so helpful and it works so well. Okay. So, I have to do this quick, because we still have to get this egg constructed, all within less than 30 minutes. Okay, so when you look at the P and the R, do you see how the P is already inside of the R? Like right there? See the P inside of the R? So you don't have to do the P. You can kind of almost take it away as long as you use the R. So just kind of take that one out because of that, okay? And then now we're down to N, X, K. Okay, cool. I like this, I like this. So I'm hoping that you can see, I'm going to just keep showing it to you because this is the way that we're filming today. Okay, so as you can see, my R is here, it's just upside down, okay, and it's misshapen a bit. And my K is here, and then I put some like kind of sigil-y dots on there, okay. So now I can take away my K, and I can take away my R, and my P is inside of the R because it's right here, or it's right there, okay. So the P is done. Tick, tick, tick. N. When you flip it upside down, because you don't want it to look like letters, so now I flipped it upside down, and here's my N. See that? Okay, so now my N is ticked off the list. And I'm just left with an X, so that should be fun. And I've made just one more slash, making this part of the K into the X, and then a third set of 3 dots. And you guys know I love 3s. So, here's my sigil. I'm going to cut it out, and then I have to replicate it onto the egg. What do you think, guys? Is it beautiful? Does it look like letters anymore? I like to look at it from all the different directions to see which way I like the best, you know? I kind of like this way the best. We'll see. So, what a sigil is basically it gets in the deepest parts of your brain, it gets this burned into your brain. So now you'd want to look at a candle, and then when you can't see anymore, and you basically all you can see is white, then you look directly at this, and it burns into the deepest parts of your brain, and it starts working on the astral plane for you, okay? So you get this written onto your egg, and I'm going to do my best job of that. And then you're meant to just forget about it, okay? You're just meant to just forget about it. Oh yeah, there's my egg. Over there by the... There we go. Okay. So it's dry now. Yeah, it is dry. Great. So I'm going to draw this the best I can onto the egg, and then we're going to wrap it up with wire. Okay. This is harder than it looks, I'm guessing. You really got to be focusing while you're doing this on that sentence that you wrote out, okay? So that this is helping you burn it into your brain, all of that, right? So now I'm going to let that dry against the fan again while I cut the wire so I don't smear my sigil. It won't take long on an eggshell, but I've got it on there. It's not perfect, but I think I did alright. Yeah? So, put this in front of the fan. Okay, so y'all, I had 3 colors of wire. I had copper wire, and like real copper wire. That's for moon stuff. Moon water elixirs and stuff, and I've done videos on that. But this, ouch, inexpensive wire, I got at the dollar store or something like similar. I'm using the color silver. I also had red and black. Black's great for all kinds of good things, and red the same. But silver I'm using because I'm asking for help from the goddess. And normally I honor Bastet with the color gold because she loves the color gold, but it's because I have loads of gold candles and I don't have, like, silver candles are so hard to come by. Oh my gosh. So, and silver is the color of the goddess. So it's lucky that my goddess likes gold. Okay. So you could definitely also use this soft cloth, you know, but I thought it would be fun to make this because you can kind of make it right into a hanger and mold it around the egg and all that. I've never done this before, so I thought, why not give it a try? No stress at all. Let's see if it works. I don't know. The egg is so delicate. Should I? Should I not? I'm not feeling the wire around the egg. Just gonna have to go with the string. Sometimes that happens. This is easy for me to do with amethyst, and I feel like that's because it has rough edges that I can just kind of tie around. So just be so delicate. And try not to smudge up your artwork too much. And just be patient. And know that it's all going to work out just beautifully. And it shall. This is a really good lesson in probably meditation and patience for all of us. Come on, cross your fingers for me, guys. This is intense. Maybe it needs a combination of both. I don't know. I chose purple because it's the color of alchemy. And I feel like it's a really beautiful color with the egg, and it reminds me of fertility. I wore purple a lot when I was pregnant. Oh, I'm just trying to be so delicately fragile. I mean, I'm trying my best to get something going. Either way, that thread under there will be a soft cushion for the wire that I've now put there. So I should tie this thread and then do a little more wire the other way and then make it into a hanging charm with my sigil. Have you guys ever done any kind of egg, like whole egg poppets or charms or spells or anything? If you have, I'd love to hear about them. If you're a friend of mine that has a channel, I'd love to see some of them. It's very fascinating to me because the way that chickens lay eggs is still, I don't completely understand the process, and I've had it explained and it just doesn't fully somehow make sense to me. And I've lived with them for sections of my life for long periods of time, so you'd think I'd know. Spirit guides, help me to finish this egg in a perfect manner so that it doesn't break and it stays safe for 6 months at least. Thank you for all of the things that you've already helped me with. I'm so grateful. I like to thank my guides and also ask them for help when I'm like, because I do a lot of this stuff for the first time with you guys, and then I try and fit it into the length of a video. And then not get nervous and still talk, so yeah, it's all good. And I would sit with this for a long time and charge it. And I will be doing that. Because the more energy and time you put into this, the more powerful it shall be. So, thank you for joining me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, while we did this really killer egg charm with a little hook. And you know, you guys, you should be making really cool Christmas tree decorations, maybe things like this when you make the hook better. You know, just a little egg charm, sigils on there. It's at the bottom because you're supposed to forget about sigils, you know. Alright. Have a beautiful day, you guys. Thanks for joining me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch.